Everybody tells creators the same thing. Just get better. Better edits, better camera work, better color grading. And while you're spending years trying to become the best creative in the room, some guy who's half as talented as you is charging 5 times more. Why? Because the creative industry has a dirty little secret that nobody wants to talk about. Talent stopped being the bottleneck a long time ago. And if you don't understand that, you're gonna stay underpaid no matter how good you get. What's up, everybody? My name is Elijah and welcome to The Underpaid Producer. This channel is all about helping creators build businesses instead of just building portfolios. Because there are a lot of talented creators out there, but there aren't a lot of creators making the money that they deserve. And honestly, I think that some of that comes down to one thing. They're solving the wrong problem. So today, I just want to talk about why being good at video isn't enough anymore, and what actually gets clients to pay more. When I first got into video production, I thought the path was super simple. Become great at editing, learn how to use cameras, buy the best gear, get better than everyone else around you. And eventually, the money would just start showing up. But that's not what happened to me at all. And I know that that's the case with a lot of you who are watching this video. What actually happened was I became really good at making videos. And then I spent years wondering why I was still struggling, because clients weren't buying the editing that I was selling them. They weren't buying the good camera work that I had learned. They weren't buying all of this fancy editing. They were buying outcomes. Think about it this way. Nobody hires a plumber because they're passionate about plumbing. They hire a plumber because they don't want poop pouring into their basement. The customer doesn't care about your process. They care about the end result. And most creators completely miss that. They're so busy selling the thing that they do that they aren't even selling the problem that they need to solve for the potential client. Let's say that you're a video editor. Most editors would say something like, I edit YouTube videos. Cool. So do a million other people in the Philippines for like $5. What makes you different? Now compare that to this. I help business owners turn one recording day into 20 pieces of content. That's different. You're offering a solution. That's something people can actually understand, and that's something that people are willing to pay for. Because now you're not just selling editing, you're selling time back to the customer. You're selling consistency, and you're selling measurable growth. And here's where things get kind of interesting. The better you get at understanding business, the less your clients care about your technical skills. I know, it sounds crazy, right? The business owner who hires you isn't watching videos about color grading and cinematic transitions. They're wondering how they're gonna get more customers and how they're gonna stand out in an ever-evolving market. And if you can connect your work to those goals, you become irreplaceable. If you only talk about your creative process, you become replaceable. And honestly, AI is making this even more important now. A lot of creators are terrified of AI, but I don't think that AI is replacing great creators. I think it's replacing creators who only provide production, because production is becoming easier every single year. And the real value is in strategy, problem solving, communication, understanding the customers, and understanding the business. The people who survive this next decade aren't going to be the ones with the fanciest edits. They're going to be the ones who can create real measurable results. For years, that's how I saw myself. I was an editor, a filmmaker, a production guy. I did everything. But clients don't wake up looking for that. They wake up looking for solutions to the problems they have in their business. So I shifted my focus and started focusing on that instead of talking about how cool I could make a video. I talked with them about growth instead of about just content ideas. I talked about marketing instead of just trying to sell deliverables. I talked with them about outcomes. And suddenly, all of my conversations got a whole lot easier. Making sales was easier. Clients, they stick around a lot longer. And projects became worth even more. Not because my editing changed, but because the value that I was communicating with them changed. If you're a creator watching this right now, I want you to ask yourself one question and be honest with yourself. What problem do I actually solve? Not what service do you provide? Not what software you use? Not what camera you shoot on? What problem do you solve? Because the moment you can answer that clearly, you stop competing with every other creator on price, and you start becoming someone businesses actually want to hire. If you enjoyed this video and found value from it, make sure you subscribe. We're going to be talking about creator business, production, freelancing, and how to stop being the most talented person in the room who's also the most underpaid. I'll see you in the next one.